Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to thank our distinguished witnesses from the Millennial Challenge Corporation, Ms. Albright, and my condolences to the death of your mother. She was a great lady. I met her many times and was always so impressed with her. And she was a real model for women, like my 4 daughters, so thank you. We have the Development Finance Corporation and the Peace Corps. And when I look at our world, I see serious threats facing the United States and our partners. As the chairman mentioned, Russia's unprovoked war of aggression in Ukraine is causing untold human suffering. In recent months, we traveled to Poland, Romania, Czech Republic, Moldova, met with Ukrainian refugees, most of whom are women and children. They've left behind their husbands, fathers, brothers, unsure if they will ever see them again. And the war is having devastating impacts globally, especially in the developing world. In fact, we met David Beasley, the World Food Program, talking about how the Odessa port being blocked off is going to block 1/3 of the global wheat supply. And Ukraine is a critical supplier of wheat. And again, Russia is blockading the Black Sea to choke off Ukraine, not unlike what Stalin did many years ago. And this stops the exports and threatens future harvests. Again, as Mr. Beasley, World Food Program, warned, starvation is being used as a weapon of war. History shows that food shortages and food price hikes have a direct link to destabilization and insecurity. All the while, the Chinese Communist Party's malign influence is growing, and their alliance is growing as well, threatening to undermine our democratic values and reshape the international rule-based order. The United States needs to be efficient and strategic to combat these threats. The American people are the most generous in the world in terms of foreign assistance, and we need to make sure our international development efforts are having maximum impact. All 3 agencies represented here today play a critical role in the United States foreign assistance efforts. The Development Finance Corporation is one of the newest institutions in our assistance toolkit. I'm proud to have been a strong supporter of the BUILD Act and a major player in that, which established the agency. Congress created the DFC with a strong development mandate while also seeking to counteract the malign influence of the CCP, often spread by its Belt and Road Initiative. The BRI is a tool of economic coercion, employing debt trap diplomacy to ensure nations ensnare nations, and place them under the CCP's influence. In contrast, DFC works alongside our partners and helps them ultimately transition from aid to trade. DFC must be careful to not forsake solid developmental projects or ones with clear national security implications in pursuit of this administration's climate goals. We've heard of certain projects that have been slowed or even halted because they are not seen as quote-unquote green. And despite that, in most cases, they would reduce carbon emissions. So I look forward to hearing how the agency will balance its development mandate, national security focus, and maintain its ROI, especially given its recent commitment to make 1/3 of its project climate-related over the next 2 years. And the same way, I'm interested in hearing from you, Ms. Albright, on your plans as head of the MCC. It's built a great reputation based on its ability to hold partners to a high standard of accountability. However, the agency does face increased challenges from the CCP as it pursues new partnerships on the front lines of this strategic competition. And finally, the Peace Corps and its volunteers have played an important role in promoting, understanding, and sharing American values in developing countries for over 60 years. So CEO Spahn, it's just really good to see you again here today. And volunteer safety is a top priority, I know, for you, for myself, the chairman, and I appreciate the work that the Peace Corps does. The United States must ensure our international development efforts are well coordinated, efficiently implemented, and aligned with the needs of our partners. From unleashing the power of the U.S. private sector through the DFC and MCC to the interpersonal ties fostered by the Peace Corps, your respective agencies have an extremely important role to play on many levels, and they exemplify American values and advance our U.S. foreign policy interest. So I want to thank everyone for being here today. Chairman, thanks for calling this hearing, and